Well, it was always something that was the back of my mind when I was coming to the end of my career in terms of a lot of guys that I had played football with for a number of years. They were maybe coming to at the start, at 15, 16-year-old. I didn't feel as if they had the right guidance, weren't looked after properly if they didn't make it at football. And I always thought that was something that you can go in and try and hopefully make a difference in. But then, with what happened to my little brother, took it in a totally different direction. When I lost him, when us as a family lost Scott to suicide a few years ago, the horrible feeling, how bad that was, and everything that comes along with it. And I just felt as if to help others not to go through what we went through as a family. If you go and make a difference, and it might only be one person, but at least they've not had to suffer the exact same way as what my family have suffered. So that was a big part of everything at the start. And then it's kind of went on from there, and it's making a big difference to a lot of people now. So obviously the tragic circumstances that it started, but for me, all we can do is try and hopefully help a lot more people, and if we can do that, then we can make a difference.
I think it's over £200,000 raised already, which is fantastic. I mean, tell us about some of the main aims of the charity and some of the work that's maybe been ongoing so far.
Well, the aim at the start for us was to raise awareness, but I never ever thought that we'd get to the level of you just said there, £200,000. The work that we've been doing has been unbelievable. The guys, the support that we've had from local community, local businessmen, the generosity of the public has been unbelievable. And for us, it's we keep going. Where we're at right now is we've had a few evenings that people can come along, and the simple tools, the basic tools that maybe if you're suffering from anxiety, depression, that gives you a little starter pack as such, to deal with that, maybe to prevent it, to understand how to manage anxiety and depression. But it's a long way away from the fact that will never be cured. But we feel as if a charity we're doing our bit. We've been in the schools, working with kids who, I don't like the phrase of underprivileged, because I feel as if it does a disservice to a lot of people. Maybe that are not so fortunate as others. And working with them, because everybody deserves a chance in life. And I think that when we begin in the school and take the kids to different businesses and stuff like that, it was take them in cooking classes and take them to football clubs and seeing them around. It gives them, that fresh, emphasis to go and do something themselves. And the cook school in Kilmarnock was one of the places we went to, and they'd actually said that they would take a couple of the guys on that we had in the programme when they got to the age of 16. So hopefully we can keep that going and give people an opportunity, because there is something out there for everyone. And for us, it's giving opportunities. So it's giving the opportunity to the kids who might be less fortunate than others that we can that they might not have had before. The work that we've had with the college as well, we've got over 60 kids training free on a Monday. Hopefully we're going to move that to Thursday as well, so it will be 2 nights with kids training football, get them out. Because I've said it, and listen, I know I had a lot of criticism before, but for me, I think football is now a middle class sport, and we're losing a lot of kids to football. To the price of boots, the price of facilities and stuff like that. So to give the kids an opportunity to play football for me is a big thing, and we're slowly but surely getting there, and we've got a lot of big projects going on with the college and the Ayrshire Kilmarnock College, and hopefully that can kick off as well. But no, it's been great, but I'll say it again, without the generosity of the public, I can front a charity, but without the generosity of the public, it would be nowhere near the level of what it's been at. And on top of that, the donations will be handed over to the Samaritans as well. So yeah, it's been good, but we need to keep going and pushing on.
In football, what were attitudes maybe like to mental health, maybe in your early days of playing, and have they changed as time has gone on, do you think?
Well, I mean, I think for me, I was fortunate enough to probably the old generation, as we always go back to. I started out in that, and then when I finished, last season, it was the new generation, as everybody likes to the term that they use. Yeah, I can see where a lot of people are coming from. Years ago it was a sign of weakness to open up the dressing room, but I think it's changed now. There should be people there. I said it the other day there when I was doing an interview with this guy that with we all speak about leaders, but for me, anybody could be a leader. Anybody, you could lead anybody to do it, but to be a good leader, that's exactly what football clubs need at this moment in time. With people in the dressing room, be that good leader that somebody can come and have a community, start a chat with you, communicate with them. And as I said, for me, you might not be able to deal with it, but what you can do is go and speak to people in the right environment. Go and speak to people who might be in that environment that can help them, and never ever ignore someone coming forward and look for that help, because it could be a build-up of months and months, years and years, and they've finally found the courage to open up. So never reject them, and that's where I would say inside football clubs there needs to be a lot more good leaders that look after people. And listen, football's a very, very selfish community. I get that. A lot of times, players, managers, coaches, everybody looks after themselves. And it's probably the exact same in every other, business line of work. But I think with the pressure that is on, footballers, especially young ones, to succeed, the demands that are placed on them, I think there needs to be an environment, a safe environment where players can go and speak to people, because we've got goalkeeping coaches, we've got physiotherapists, we've got specialists in every single department, apart from the mental health side of it. And I'm afraid to say, if your mental health or your mental strength and everything, if that is not there, and you're not, you can forget the physical side of it. You need to, the mental side needs to be there to allow these top athletes to perform at the level they're asked to perform at. And for me personally, I think there should be someone in place that gives them the opportunity to go and speak to, whether it's an ex-player. We need to get away from the fact of everybody saying, all these ex-players they're only in it because they're trying to get in the door somewhere, or open a door for them to go somewhere else. I think for me personally, ex-players can make a big difference to young players. We all speak to young players, we all communicate. It might be you're speaking to a football team, it might be you're speaking with things off the field, but for me, I think that ex-players who have been through the career and know exactly what it takes, the demands placed on it to be a successful footballer, you can use them in that environment. And it's very difficult for me personally to rely on the coach of the football club, the manager, to do it all, because as it stands right now, he's the father of 25 players in a dressing room, plus now when you look at it, his staff is maybe 10, 15 people as well. So 40 people for a manager to look after, it's not fair. There needs to be people inside the football environment, looking after people. And I don't think that it should be, you have a room somewhere and it's like, oh, by the way, so-and-so went and seen so-and-so today, they must have problems. No, try and encourage everybody to go and have a conversation, because it might just be that you might want to get something off your chest. You might want to have a deep conversation. You might just want to have, a refreshing pep talk with someone. You've been doing well, don't feel down about it. You've been doing, you've not been doing that well. Let's work harder, kind of type thing. But don't make it, as if every time somebody goes to that room, he must be struggling or she must be struggling. We need to get away from that.
At Rangers now, the academy have put in place a player care team. It brings together a whole different range of skill sets, including a mental health nurse. And I guess that can only be a good thing for particularly the younger players, that they've actually got professionals to go and speak to.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really, really important. Rangers and there'll be other clubs that are doing the exact same, and we need to encourage that this is the norm, and this is, like, encourage young kids to speak openly. As I said, we're all caught up in this social media world now, texting world, where communication is lacking, and lacking severely, and it's only going to get worse going forward. So we need to encourage football clubs. For me, I've got, especially the bigger clubs, I've got a great platform with the amount of kids that they've got coming through their doors on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, a yearly basis, to educate them. And I think the stuff that Rangers is doing is fantastic, and it's only going to benefit those kids even when they leave, because for me, especially nowadays, that it used to be even maybe go and play with a professional team at 13, 14-year-old, and if you got to 15, 16, you got offered your contract, you get in full time, and then the next bracket would be get through that initial period of 17, 18, then you might have a career. And that's where, come back to the start of the charity, you're looking at and saying maybe the kids at 16, 17, if we could look after them better. But now it's we've got kids in the system, 5, 6 year old. So basically, you're having two careers now. You're having a youth career, which could last like 10, 12 years before you actually get into the professional world. So, I think that the work that Rangers is doing is fantastic, and looking after the kids and giving them that opportunity to speak to. And, I encourage more clubs to go and do the same, because what we can do is we're not in control. We can put on the training sessions, we can do everything that we can to make players better. But, the development might not kick in, and they might not become the players that we've seen that they're going to be, I thought they were going to be a few years ago. But there's one thing I think we are all in control of is giving them the basic tools to understand what they're going through, and if they are struggling, go and speak to someone. It can be difficult, but if we keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, it becomes the norm. And you'd think with the work, I'll say it again, that Rangers are doing, and hopefully a lot of other clubs within Scotland and the UK, worldwide, will help a lot of youngsters once they come out of the football environment, because not everybody's going to make it. You can give it your best shot, but it can put you in the right track. So for me, everybody just keep working hard as hard as you possibly can when you're in that youth setup, but take more from it. And the clubs are investing a lot of money now, and as you said there, the team that Rangers have got, use them to your advantage, because it might not be that you think it's going to have a big impact on you right now, but when you leave the football club, I'm sure you'll look back and say, you know what, it was a good setup and everything there. And it's important that we keep going. But it's great the work that Rangers are doing, and we keep encouraging people to speak, talk, have that communication, because it's severely lacking in society nowadays.
Does it encourage you that in society people are now talking more and more about mental health? This is obviously Mental Health Week, and there's been some great promotion, social media, general television, etc. this week about it. Yeah,
it does, but it's a catch-22 for me. Everybody pushes it this week because and I'm not saying it's the in thing to do this week, but it's great that you have this awareness and everything. But we need to keep going all the time. As I said, it's not something you can switch on and off, turn on and off like a tap. It's there all the time. The podcast that we've started, myself and Robert Snugdust, connected to the charity as well. The amount of superstars that we've had on, and that was one of the things that we looked at and said, can we, have some of these superstars, these heroes, these idols that people look up to, opening up and explaining and telling them, listen, I've been there myself. I've had to come through it. I've had difficult situations. A lot of people look to them and think, they're superhuman and everything. We're all the same. We are all the same. We've all had problems. We've all had to deal with them. Some are better at dealing with others. Some are better at communicating. The communication thing's a big part of what we're trying to drive. But I think that it's fantastic the work that we do. Whether it be Mental Health Week, there's other weeks for other things, other days for other. I think it's fantastic, but we need to keep doing it on a regular basis and keep pushing the message across every single day, because we're losing far too many young lives, older people as well, middle-aged people to suicide, and people struggling with mental health. And we need to do a lot more as a society, and it might be that it's even just a phone call to someone to make sure that they're okay. Because listen, we've all been there where you felt down, and then the next thing you speak to someone, and all of a sudden, oh, by the way, somebody actually does like me, somebody does care for me. What a difference a phone call can make. And I urge anybody, especially in this in the current circumstances, pick up the phone, send a text message. Everybody loves to send messages nowadays. Just be that person that you communicate with someone, and be that shoulder to cry on if someone has got someone struggling, because you can make a big difference to people's lives.
One of the things you do is go into schools to talk to pupils. You talked about that there. What are some of maybe the messages you're trying to get across to them?
Well, I think for us, the programme that we've been running was along the lines of we were struggling, the kids were struggling to come to school. It might be they didn't want to come to school, it wasn't for them. And this is what I meant when I said earlier that regards that school's not for everyone, but we need to find an environment that everybody needs to go to school. So find that environment within the school that allows these kids to, or gives them an opportunity put them on the right path. We've all been there where you've done something, you're doing something you don't particularly like, but we need to do it. And it's some kids can go into school and they might not have the best of life at home, and they might be disruptive in the class, they might be disruptive around the school. So it's giving them an opportunity to all come together and work with other people and show that, listen, there is a life out there. School work might not be for you, but there you go, as I said, like going to the cook school, a lot of the boys loved it. The boys loved it. And as I said, for us as a charity, taking those kids there and hearing the cook school speaking about, listen, I'm interested in employing a few of the kids once they're old enough to maybe even summer work or that. It's fantastic because we need to give people more of an opportunity to get on that ladder. And this, I think, especially in the UK, we are far too quick just to dismiss people as if they're no good at something. And the whole programme was encouraged to listen, you might not enjoy schoolwork, but there's something out there for you. So it's giving them that focus and that try to get beyond the initial. Looks, schoolwork, I don't like that. Maybe when you get to 15, 16, there is an opportunity of work once you're out there, and that's the big thing for us is always trying to look to the future and give people the platform that they can hopefully go on and succeed in life.
And just finally, if people want to get in touch with the Kris Boyd charity, how do they do so?
Well, we're on the website, the Kris Boyd charity. You'll get it on there, and we're on all social media platforms. You'll be able to get there. Some people, I wouldn't read too much of the comments because you get some ones where you might feel as if I want to delete that. But listen, we're here for everybody. We'll try and get back in touch as possible, as quick as we possibly can. And anybody who is struggling, the numbers, for the NHS Samaritans and all the rest are on there, and you can get there with a couple of clicks of a button. So for me, fantastic work that everybody's doing. And if you are ever struggling, then click on the website. Hopefully we can direct you to the right people. If we can't help you, but we'll pass you on to the professionals, and hopefully we can get going for there, because everybody doing that little bit, we can make a difference to the world. We'll never cure it, but we can do that little bit and hopefully give people the tools to understand it and manage their mental health. So for me, it's been brilliant to come on and speak to everyone. As I said, you'll get it at the Kris Boyd charity, and everybody stay safe and look after yourselves, and remember, always pick that phone or that text message, read that text message, send a text message to check on your close one, your loved one, your friends, whatever it may be, because you might just be that person that can save them.